Available right now. We believe that the California Highway Patrol is in pursuit of this vehicle. This, as you can see, has been going on for the last 20 to 30 minutes. A vehicle heading out at a very high rate of speed. At the moment, 92 to 93, now over 100 miles per hour, weaving in and out of some very busy traffic right here on a Sunday night as it is on the I-5 northbound. Now, this is in the area of downtown Los Angeles, but it has been over several areas going through this speed earlier tonight. Let me just take a look at my email here as we're just coming on the air. This was in the area of La Cañada, Flint Ridge. It was traveling southbound on the 2 freeway at one point, eastbound on the 210 at La Tuna Canyon. Police believe the person in this vehicle is driving under the influence. This all began as a pursuit with the LAPD and the Mission Division. They were the ones who began this pursuit. The car did not stop, and as this car continued to travel at a very high rate of speed, it was California Highway Patrol who picked up this pursuit and is now following this vehicle. This has been going on, let's see, we first started getting word of this just after 9 o'clock this evening. It is now 9:31, so about 20 minutes or so, law enforcement has been in pursuit of this vehicle, and as you can see, this person shows no sign of stopping. We don't have a lot of information about the person or people in this car. We just know that the driver is believed to be driving under the influence. That is why police began pursuing this car in the first place. But as we know in these situations, there can be a lot going on inside the vehicle. Just a few moments ago, as we were watching this, you could see something inside that vehicle light up. Perhaps the driver was on a cell phone at the time. That's likely the most reasonable option here. Car going at a very high rate of speed, roughly about 100 miles an hour, in and out of traffic on the 5 northbound freeway right now, weaving in and out of lanes. Josh Haskell is now just joining me here in the studio as Air 7 is doing its best to keep up with this maroon Dodge Charger with no lights, no headlights on. This vehicle is completely blacked out. Now this vehicle is going in excess of 100 miles per hour. It's a Sunday night. There are a lot of people on the road, and this person is showing no sign of stopping, pulling over for police officers. At one point, they were authorized to use spike strips. That clearly, if that was used, did not work because this driver is still going. Now, in these situations, we often wait to see if this person goes to a familiar area. They now appear to be getting off the freeway. This is in the area of Echo Park. We're now on the northbound 2 freeway, Josh. Does that look like it's correct to you? This is in the area of, San Pedro, Elysian Valley. So not too far from where we are in our ABC 7 studios right now. At one point, this vehicle was in the area of La Cañada, Flint Ridge, and it started at La Tuna Canyon. They were on the eastbound 210. So this driver has been all over the place for the last 20 minutes or so, doing their very best to evade law enforcement. And so far, that has been a successful mission. At that point, you could just see that car right there coming very close to one of the vehicles that it was passing. It is not using any turn signals. This person is just clearly intent on getting away from law enforcement, going as fast as they can with very little regard for other drivers on the road at the moment.
I'm just struck at how fast this car is going. Obviously, you pointed out how it does not have its lights on, no lights at all inside the car. Front headlights are not on, back tail lights are not on, and it is just swerving past cars, going on different freeways. Believe start on the 110, correct, and then switch to the 2?
Well, this car is now on the 2 northbound right now, and while you were speaking, Joss, we're seeing this car going roughly 140 miles an hour. That is so excessively fast on these streets, even on the freeway. At one point, this vehicle had gotten off and was on surface streets, but clearly they're doing their best to stay on the freeway whenever they can. Is Bruce on the line with us now? Not yet. Okay, we're waiting on our law enforcement expert, Bruce Thomas, who often joins us in these situations. As you can see right here, it's difficult to even see this car at certain points, which is clearly the driver's intent, trying to evade law enforcement by keeping that vehicle blacked out, because some of these areas where you drive through, they are not very well lit. It's difficult to see this person, although at this point, the only reason that you're able to tell where they are or who that driver is because of the excessive speed. Bruce, you're now joining us on the phone. We just watched that car top out over 200 miles per hour. Can you tell us how dangerous this situation is for that driver and other people on the road right now?
Oh, it's inherently dangerous. You have a driver of a vehicle, which is basically a couple of thousand pounds of a missile at this point. And it can't stop on a dime. The speeds are so excessive, no headlights. It's just a danger to everybody involved in this.
And we understand that the speedometer on Air 7 might not be entirely accurate. I mean, 200 miles an hour is excessively fast, but we have watched this car consistently do well over 100 miles per hour, at some point hovering in the 130 miles per hour. Talk to us about the area where this driver is right now and what you've been able to catch of this pursuit. We understand that you're just getting up to speed, so to speak, with us.
Yeah, I've been watching it for a little bit, and before you put this on the air, and this driver is just out of control. I mean, it's so inherently dangerous for the officers involved in this, and not only the officers, the suspect, and the general public who's just driving at normal 60 miles an hour, being passed by this guy doing 130, 140.
Bruce, for anyone tuning in, I cannot remember a pursuit where every single time I look up, this car is in a different part of Los Angeles. Just within the last 5 minutes, this car has gone from Elysian Valley to Silver Lake to Glassell Park, now is in the Pasadena area, and that just shows you how fast this vehicle is going. Luckily, no traffic really on the roads right now. That's not something that this vehicle has encountered, but at some point, we know that that could change, and that is worrisome.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, like you said, I don't remember a pursuit where they've transversed LA County this quickly, this fast. And the fact that speeds are excessive, traffic is light, kind of works to everybody's advantage, but still, it is a very dangerous pursuit.
Okay, and Bruce, we don't know a lot about what's going on inside that vehicle right now, but we do know that this pursuit began because police believe that this driver is under the influence of something, be it drugs or alcohol. Now that person is going well over 100 miles per hour, weaving all over the city of Los Angeles and surrounding areas. Talk to us about the circumstances there.
Well, if you are dealing with an impaired driver, and we'll go with that, they're not in their right mind, meaning speed is not something that they're seeing or feeling. They may think they're only going 60, even though they're going 140. For the officers to even catch up to this vehicle, they've got to do 160, if not more. So that's what makes this so inherently dangerous. And I know we keep using that word, but this truly is a dangerous pursuit.
We do know that the LAPD, they were the first agency on this pursuit, but that they basically discontinued the pursuit, CHP taking over. Can you talk a little bit about that when it hits the freeways and obviously these speeds? This is something that the CHP has a lot of experience with.
Yeah, when they transverse onto a freeway, CHP takes it over under a mutual aid agreement with the local agency. And the reason is they have more resources, so they can swap vehicles out. Whereas you'll see maybe 3 or 4 CHP cars behind this vehicle. At some point as they transverse into a different area, they'll swap out the lead car and the second car with fresh eyes, fresh vehicles.
All right, and Bruce, we want to explain to our viewers what they're seeing right now. Because this driver was driving so excessively fast, it appears as though Air 7 may have lost sight of this driver at the moment. Talk to us about law enforcement, how they do their best in these situations to keep an eye on this driver and not lose sight, because clearly that is the driver's intent.
And this is earlier video that we're showing you right now, as this car was just traveling so fast that it appears that our camera on our helicopter did lose the vehicle at some point. Obviously, we're doing our best to catch up with the car. We do not know LAPD or CHP's helicopter, whether they're still over the vehicle, but definitely in pursuit of that vehicle on the ground, at least as they try to keep up with this car. I don't even know, Bruce, how would they even be able to stay right behind this vehicle on the ground?
Well, and we'll talk about the air assets first. At the speed this person is going, they're almost like going to outrun the helicopter. The airspeed of the helicopter is not able to keep up with the ground speed of this vehicle. Now, the officers involved in the pursuit behind this vehicle, at some point, they're going to back off just because it's so dangerous for them. You have a vehicle driving 120, 130 miles an hour with no lights, coming upon vehicles quickly and passing them quickly with no reaction time.
So what do officers do in this situation if they, the air assets are trying their best to keep an eye on this driver? What are they doing to try and find this driver in the dark of night as it's speeding in and out of freeways?
Well, they do have night vision. They have FLIR. They have some tools inside the helicopter to look for this vehicle. They have a general idea of where this vehicle was driving. It was on, I believe, the 210 in Pasadena. So they're going to start with that.
Right.
There are multiple helicopters up there also.
Bruce, can you talk a little bit about the fact that this vehicle is blacked out? Is that something that we see often? Obviously, it's nighttime. But to have a car traveling this fast with no lights on, the danger of that, and is that a regular thing that we see in these pursuits? It's obviously dangerous for the driver as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say it's regular, but we have seen it. Suspects have used that technique, we'll call it, to try to get away from pursuing officers and from their assets. In this case, I think the person being possibly under the influence, they didn't turn them on because they're impaired.
We know that right now this pursuit has been going on for about 30 minutes. Again, the vehicle is blacked out, traveling at very high rates of speed. Just from our notes, this car went from the 210 freeway to the 2 to the 5 to the 10. It's gone through, as you said, Bruce, it's transversed LA County so quickly you can't remember a pursuit where it was moving through this many parts of the city and county. It's hard to even keep up. As I told you, in that 3-minute span, we saw it go from Silver Lake to Elysian Valley to Glassell Park to Pasadena. And this is a video from a little bit earlier, but it does show our viewers just the dangerous nature of this pursuit.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if we talked about what kind of car this is, but it looks like a bigger sedan of some sort.
It's a Dodge Maroon Charger.
Right.
So if you have a Dodge Charger, these are high-performance vehicles, meaning they have a lot of torque, a lot of power from the engine. So they're able to put those high speeds to task, meaning they're pushing the air assets and the ground units to their limits. And
Bruce, we now have eyes over where we believe this vehicle is. This is a gas station where we believe that this maroon blacked out maroon Dodge Charger has pulled into this gas station and is now underneath this awning. And we are not able to see the car itself, but we believe that this is where it was. At one point when we lost eyes on it just a little bit ago, we know that that car had gotten back on the 210 freeway. Where is this right now?
In Montrose.
Montrose.
This is in Montrose right now. And again, it's really hard to tell. There is the vehicle, we believe. Obviously, it looks like its lights are now on, and it appears to possibly be getting gas. Looked like someone in the back seat, or I'm not exactly sure where the driver is, but we just saw one of the passenger backseat doors close, and yes, it does appear that this vehicle is getting gas. There may be more than one person in this vehicle. This is the first time we're seeing that.
So Bruce, talk to us about, this is an unusual situation. We had this car driving well over 100 miles per hour. Now you have it stopped at a gas station. It appears as though there's a gas pump going into the car, but you don't see a person standing outside of that vehicle. What's happening right now with law enforcement, and why are we not seeing that person surrounded by police officers?
You know, that's a great question. And every
There's CHP.
There's CHP right there.
There you go. Every pursuit we see, there's always something different.
Looks like, Bruce, we may actually see CHP approach this vehicle.
Did you see that?
Yeah, they ditched the gas pump, and now they're leaving the gas station. It's just unclear whether CHP will spot them. We saw CHP pull into that gas station. There goes the same erratic driving, which tells us that this is the same vehicle. Again, lights were on when they were pumping gas. Now they're off again. Not really sure how long they were able to pump gas for, but they definitely got at least half a tank, I would say.
This has to be somewhat of an unusual situation, Bruce, where the driver of a high-speed vehicle being pursued by police officers gets off the freeway, manages to pull into a gas station, evading law enforcement, fill the car back up with gas, even if it's just a few gallons of gas, and then get back in the car and start evading officers again without being noticed. What is going on here?
Yeah, this is a pursuit for the ages. I have never seen this. The fact that they're able to get gas and then continue on with their erratic driving being pursued by
their
law enforcement.
CHP turning, and I do want to point out that we are seeing the spotlight. So it does appear that they are not, they're CHP approaching this vehicle. It does appear that they're not just following this from the ground, but they have stayed on this vehicle from the air. And now we see 3 CHP cars getting onto the freeway following this vehicle. Is this the 2 again, or possibly the 210?
210 eastbound. This is in the area of Pasadena. This has to be an incredibly unusual situation. Perhaps CHP lost eyes on this vehicle just as we did because of that excessive rate of speed and the car being blacked out. And now this car is back on the road with at least a few more gallons of gas in the car and not stopping at all for officers as it's back on the freeway 210 eastbound, Bruce.
Yeah, this is definitely something which we hope when it finally is the terminus of this pursuit, they safely give up. And in the meanwhile, they don't hurt anybody and run into anybody or cause any other damage.
And there's a lot that we don't know about the vehicle, though. At the gas station, from the few moments we were able to glean any insight there, it just appeared to be one driver. It appeared to be a male, but difficult to say. And the person was wearing a hoodie, so they had a hood up when they jumped out of the vehicle. We don't know if there's anybody else inside that vehicle. We have not gotten any word from law enforcement on if they're concerned about any weapons inside the vehicle. But all of these things are certainly top of mind for law enforcement as they try and stop this vehicle, Bruce, right?
Yeah, they're adding additional charges. Obviously, you have felony evading. There is a pursuit charge also. Based on what I'm seeing, the driver may have acted like they were under the influence, but the way they're handling this vehicle, I don't see that to be prudent anymore.
I do want to point out, Bruce, that this vehicle seems to, for the most part, stayed in this general area of Pasadena, northeast Los Angeles, was just at that gas station in Montrose. I can recall past pursuits where we have seen drivers get gas, but the fact that it seemed as though this driver was able to escape the CHP vehicles on the ground, had enough time to fill up at least half a tank of gas, and then as that CHP vehicle pulled into the gas station, they ditched filling
the gas
up gas,
pump, yeah.
the gas pump, and they drove away, and now they're back on a freeway, and here we go again, and those lights are back off again. There was also that moment underneath the awning at the gas station where it did appear that there might be somebody in the back seat. I don't know if you caught that, Liz. It seemed like when we first pulled up, there was a door that was open. It's just hard to tell whether there's one person in this vehicle, possibly 2. There you go. We're showing you that video again of the car taking off once they knew that CHP had spotted them again.
Just a remarkably bold move. And this is really interesting video to watch because you see this vehicle pulling out of that Chevron station right there, making a left. And just around this time, that's when you see CHP start to realize what's going on here. That's when one of their assets pulls up. And by that time, it is already too late. That car is off and speeding again. This is at a gas station just off the 210 freeway at La Crescenta Avenue and Honolulu Avenue is where we believe that happened.
And you can see in our live Air 7 picture on your left that CHP is in pursuit. I'm seeing about 3 vehicles still following that Dodge Charger. It is maroon and it does not have its lights on. And that's obviously something that is going to make it more and more difficult. This Charger was already able to lose police one time, and it could easily happen again.
Bruce, talk to us about law enforcement's approach here, because we've seen a situation where at least twice now this vehicle has been able to evade officers. It has to get frustrating for them, and I imagine they do not want to give up easily on this. Oh, we can't see the vehicle. Never mind, we're off this, correct? This is something that they are going to be in dogged pursuit of.
Yeah, it is hard. It is frustrating for law enforcement, but we're trained to deal with issues, and as things change, we change. So they definitely want to stay on this pursuit because this is a very dangerous to the society, to the general public, to everybody involved.
We're just getting word now that they believe this driver may have bailed out on foot of this vehicle. It's unclear exactly where this happened, somewhere in the Pasadena area. So as Josh had pointed out, as much as this car had traversed much of the city of LA and LA County in a very short period of time, in the last 15 minutes or so, we've seen this car sort of stay in that same area. What does that say to you, Bruce?
Well, it could be that the person lives in the area or has friendlies or allies in the area. The other thing, too, if he has bailed out, they're going to run the license plate of this vehicle, find out who the registered owner is, find out where the vehicle lives, so to speak, and they're going to go to that location, and maybe that's where our suspect is.
And I just want to recap. This started around 9 p.m. We believe a possible DUI driver. LAPD was in pursuit, then the CHP took over. And just within a very short amount of time, 20 minutes or so, we saw this car go from the 210 freeway to the 2 freeway to the 5 freeway to the 10 freeway, but really stay in this Montrose, Cassell Park, Pasadena area. And now we're hearing a possible report of a foot bail in the Pasadena area. But I want to focus real quick, Bruce, on one of the more interesting things that we see in pursuits that we just saw in this pursuit is stopping to get gas. When's the last time you covered a pursuit where you saw something like that? It looks like on the ground right now we are over where the foot bail happened in the Pasadena area, and I'm seeing at least, it looks like 2 people possibly in handcuffs or their hands behind their back on the ground. So it actually seems like we're dealing with more than one suspect, possibly up to 3 right now, and unclear if they all came from that one vehicle. Bruce, are you seeing this?
Yeah, I'm delayed just a little couple of seconds. But to your point, even when I was active in law enforcement involved in pursuits, and for the years I've been commenting for Channel 7, I don't remember a vehicle stopping to get gas.
And here, so just to give our viewers an idea of what we're looking at here, we have at least 3 CHP vehicles, and it would appear to be multiple people laying face down on the ground with their hands behind their back. Now multiple officers surrounding these people. Let's see if we can get an idea of just how many suspects might be in police custody here. We're seeing one officer handcuffing at least one person on the ground. Josh, how many are you seeing?
I'm seeing, well, it looks like there's a little resistance.
Okay, that
there's
appears
one.
to be
We're seeing two people for sure in handcuffs. I would also point out that there are some local agencies on the ground there assisting the CHP. I see one of those cars that says police on it. I cannot make out which agency it's with, but we do believe that the car came to a stop. There was a foot bail that happened in the Pasadena area. Unclear if it's Pasadena police, but we're trying to get a better glimpse of what exactly is happening on the ground. It does look like 2 people are in custody, possibly more. And they walked one person away to the vehicle.
And this foot bail happened in the area of Forest Avenue and Del Monte Street in Pasadena, so just off the 210 freeway. That's about 6.5 miles down the road from that gas station where the person stopped. So likely they pulled off the 210 freeway, drove into this neighborhood just off of Lincoln Avenue near North Arroyo, and probably tried to bail out of this vehicle, thought they could get away. It's unclear to me.
I'm seeing, it looks like there's 3 people that have been taken away in connection with this pursuit, because right now it looks like the officers are now searching the ground where those suspects were to see if they left anything behind. But I saw 3 individuals in handcuffs with their hands behind their back taken to, we're about to get a better view. There's 1, there's 2.
That does not to me look as though it was the same person that we saw getting back in the car at that gas station, unless of course this is the same person who had a hoodie up at the gas station and then did not when they're, now standing there in handcuffs. So we see at least 3 people with their hands behind their back in law enforcement custody. Appears to be 2 women and a man. Is that what you saw, Josh?
Yeah, at least 1 female, and I thought 2 males. Looks like right now the officers behind where this is taking place, they are searching the area, looking if anything was taken out of their pockets. You see there's one of the females who's in custody, her belongings now on the hood of that highway patrol vehicle. And, it is really hard to tell whether this is that same person that was pumping gas, but it does seem like this is all connected, and that one of those individuals, and as I pointed out, when we came upon that gas station, it looked like the back passenger door slammed, and that's when I started to think, okay, maybe there's more than one person. Turns out that there were 3 people in the vehicle, it appears.
Right. Well, just to give our viewers a recap as we prepare to bring this situation to a conclusion for you here, this was a pursuit that began on the eastbound 210 freeway at La Tuna Canyon just after 9 o'clock tonight. Police began pursuing this vehicle, believing that there was a driver who was under the influence LAPD, the Mission Division, started this pursuit and then passed this off to the California Highway Patrol. The car we've been following for the past 40 minutes or so was a Dodge Maroon Charger, blacked out, traveling at very excessive speeds all over the city of Los Angeles and Los Angeles County. We saw it on the 210 freeway, the 2, the 5, the 10, started in this area of Latonia Canyon, ended up in the Pasadena area, driving well over 100 miles an hour for much of this drive, weaving in and out of traffic. At one point, Air 7 lost eyes on this. The car got off the 210 freeway, pulled into a gas station in the Montrose, Pasadena area. That's the video you're seeing right there. Filled this car up with a little bit of gas and then took off again onto the 210 freeway.
And I just have to point out 3 highlights from our law enforcement expert, Bruce Thomas, who's done many of these pursuits with us. He pointed out that he cannot remember a time where a car stopped for gas. He also talked about how rare it is to be in a pursuit at night like this where the vehicle's blacked out, although it has happened before. And the other point that Bruce made that I do just want to highlight was a little bit about just the way in which this car was traversing the city, going so fast. At one point we lost it, then we were able to catch up with it. How hard that is for law enforcement on the ground and on the air to stay with this particular pursuit. But a lot of unusual things happening when you have a car just traveling this fast. It does seem, though, at this point, that car no longer on the freeways, in a neighborhood, and the 3 people that were in that car in custody. So that's good news to report as we wrap up this pursuit and our coverage.
All right, Bruce, and we want to thank you for joining us for this wild pursuit on a Sunday evening that lasted under an hour when all is said and done, as one more person is placed into a vehicle. Thanks for being with us and for providing your insight as we tried to keep track of this vehicle.
Thank you, Bruce.